Hi, Sagittarius. How you doing? It's Lynn from Tinker Tarot. Sorry I've taken so long, and I'm just starting my January readings right now. I probably have all kinds of things I need to say and inform you about, but I was shuffling the cards and thinking of Sagittarius, and I was just about to reach the record button, and I dropped these 4 cards. I'm going to throw them back in. But I dropped these 4 cards just as I was reaching for the record button, and I think they're important. So I got the King of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and the Page of Cups. And they fell out in that order, too. And to me, what this is saying is these 2 people want to work on something new together, okay? This King of Wands, and it can be male or female, and the Queen of Cups can be male or female, but basically it's a fire sign and a water sign, and they want to work on something new together. This is something that they haven't done together in this way because it's the 2. You're just learning it, and it's partnership. This is partnership, and it's partnership in business, okay? Whoa! I just dropped that again. But then there's the Page of Cups in the mix here, right? The messenger. I think that there's a couple of messages with that Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is a message of love. You know, someone's needing to say how they feel. And this may start as a business relationship, a partnership, working together on something, building something. But there's feelings also involved here. And I think some of them had to do with the self first, you know, finding your own worth, appreciating who you are, what your gifts are, what you have to offer. Because some of us don't think we have anything to offer, and you do. We all do. We all have special gifts. And I think that you needed to realize yours, each person. Both people needed to realize their own gifts and what they had to offer to this partnership, right? And the second thing is like I said, that you're relaying your feelings. So that is very interesting, Sagittarius. So this could be, you know, as you know, you and a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Going to go into a partnership, perhaps a relationship. Obviously, a partnership is. But there's something underlying here, you know. There's feelings underneath this, okay? That's how I see it. So let's get back to shuffling. I absolutely love your comments that you leave. Some of you are so funny. I have a real sick sense of humor. And I also have a kind of a sassy sense of humor. So I love that spirit and all you Sagittarius out there. I want to say that your reading is first because you got 550 likes. You, like, more than doubled all the other likes for all the other signs. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate it, and I love you back just as much. I honestly do. I also want to say that I've been feeling a bit better lately, like especially in the past week, maybe week and a half. I'm just starting to have more energy. I'm starting to feel more motivated. As you can see behind me, I'm working on my kitchen. So I'm painting all my cupboards and doors, and so I'm in the middle of a project, so I'm sorry you have to see it like that. But I am always in the middle of a project. That's part of my passion, though, you know, working on something, creating something, making something. And I know all you Saggies out there are like that too in your own ways. Okay? So let's get this going. What are the messages for Sagittarius, January 2019? Woo! I'm so happy for this new year coming. What are the messages for Sagittarius, January 2019? 19. Okay, Sagittarius. What are the messages for Sagittarius? I am using, oh, they're ready. Okay, I'm going to cut them, but just a sec, I want to show you. I'm using the Mythic Tarot again this month. I have ordered a new set of cards because my Gilded Tarot got mouse pee on it. So I couldn't use them. They're all crinkly. So they're done. And I had to order a new set, and they're really beautiful. And I'm really hoping I love the translation. So let's cut these babies. They are ready. Do-do-do-do. Scooby-Doo-way. Your first card in the past is the Five of Pentacles. Oops. Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is about leaving something that is completely intact. Sometimes this is a sneaky move, like because you can see he's cloaked and he's leaving in the night under the moon. The moon means there's some sort of confusion. You know, you're not really understanding all the dynamics, or somebody doesn't understand all the dynamics here. And, you know, this looks like a nice place. There's money and there's money definitely invested here, but it's not worth staying for. So, it's like you want to leave something that you have invested in. You don't want to invest in it anymore. Fives are usually losses, like something we leave or we lose. It's sometimes sacrifice too, because you got to leave it behind to move on, you know. Judgment. So in the Mythic Tarot, Judgment is about dealing with our skeletons in the closet. And you know, you can see he's there and he's looking out that doors up the stairs. There's his life waiting for him, and he wants to go live it so badly and can see it. But he's got to deal with these problems he has first, and to some degree it's affecting him, his wellness. And it also is about second chances, you know, and I don't want to say second chances because we have many. You know, we have many chances to correct or deal with things once and for all. And I think a lot of people right now, like today is the 15th, I think, and I think a lot of people right now, near the end of December, are really feeling strongly like, I want to deal with this once and for all. I want this out of my life, or I want, you know, it's tying up all the loose ends and putting things to rest. And so some people are getting out their stuff, and it may not be all positive, you know, but it's like that white elephant, you know, I'm finally going to say something. There's an elephant in the room. How come nobody's talking about it? You know, so, you know, I think that everyone's really feeling like that. And because you want to be ready, you want to shed all this stuff before you start January, because you're, you know, on your mark, get set, go. You are on your mark, and you're trying to get that stuff out of the way so you can be ready, set, go. So, anyhow, oops, I almost went to the wrong thing. So, the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is sometimes it's someone returning from the past, an old love that you still think about, you still reflect on. It doesn't have to be a love. It can be a family member. You might be estranged for someone in your family, and they could return, and you could mend your fences. Like I said, it's that time of year when we want to do that. We want to mend the fences or leave it all together and just start building a new one. You know what I mean? It's reflection emotionally, but it's emotionally with a friend or a family member or someone you love. And so that person might return, or you may return into their lives, not just reflecting, but maybe assessing. You've had time to think about how you feel, and what's really important. Like, don't sweat the small stuff. Sometimes we can have huge arguments and breakdowns in the family over something dumb. Well, dumb upon reflection. It seemed pretty important at the time, but when you reflect about it, you're like, geez. And like, here's the story in your past, right? Here's the story. You're leaving something that you had invested in, and there was a lot of confusion and darkness, and then you had to go and take a look at yourself again, and decide, if you're going to drag these demons, drag these patterns, drag these habits along with you again, or you're going to deal with them and get on with your life, the life you want. I always talk about through that door, the life you want through that door. And that's what you're doing. You're saying, okay, up through my door is all the stuff I want to do, all the stuff I want to be. But I can't really fully be that while I'm dragging these ball and chains or anchors or whatever it is. And so you're kind of reflecting here about what is really important to you, what is really important. And like I said, someone may return from the past. Because in relationships, I think this is about a relationship. In relationships, like I said, we can argue about stuff. And sometimes, you're so want to be right. You really want to be right. And then when there's a breakdown, you think, geez, was it so important that I had to be right about that? Was it really worth losing everything? Or maybe it is important. On the flip side, maybe it is important. I'm standing up for myself and my needs and what I want. And, whatever the pattern is for you, that's what you need to look at. Do I really have to win, or do I always have to lose? Whatever your habit is. And, for Sagittarius, it can go either way, because there's that fire, like, sometimes people can just like, ooh. And then upon reflection, you think, geez, I was so gung-ho on that. I should have been more mellow, not let it affect me personally. Anyway, I'll move on. The first card in your present, is the Five of Swords. It's funny, you got a 5 under a 5. This is the first card in your past. This is the first card in your present. A 5 of Pentacles and then a 5 of Swords. Now, the 5 of Swords is a little bit about, how I said the 5s can be lost. They can be gain or loss. But in the 5 of Swords, it's a bit of losing face. You know, it's funny that I just said that whole thing about, do I need to be right? Do I have to be? And this is about losing face a little bit. You know, you're being told, or you're kind of being not told, but reminded about how you may have got yourself in this dilemma in the first place. Speaking out of turn, perhaps. Maybe helping too much. You know, as I said, you know, maybe helping too much. You don't have to jump in and save the day every time. And you know, as far as communication, it doesn't have to be said by you every time, or even said in the first place. I don't know what the situation, but it's like you're being dressed down a little bit here and saying, you know, well, why did you get involved if you're, you know, or why did you have to be right? Or it's something to do with the communication anyway, okay? Also, you know, when I was saying about the behaviors and the attitudes and that sort of thing, I think this is one of them. You know, we are champions, Sagittarius. We are the horse. We are the epitome of man and animal and beast. And there's a burning, there's like a real champion, a real fighter in there. And, you know, sometimes we have to sacrifice that a little bit. I think in this situation, it's not always helping, okay? Anyway, we'll move on. We'll see where this is going. The Empress. Oops, this lighting isn't. I always have problems with lighting. Anyhow, the Empress is about the birth of something new. So I think partly this is you know, because she comes under judgment, right? And judgment is about leaving all that old baggage behind, okay? And beginning your new life. This is fertile ground, you know, and I noticed that it's being fed in both directions by this stream, this waterfall here. And like I said, it's funny I said being fed. This could be literally a birth. You know, there could be a child being born in your family or by yourself. This could be the birth of a new you. You know, you've shed this stuff and you're going to nurture. You're going to nurture this new way and because, see, you're out there living your life. You're out there now. That's where you are in your present, starting to move forward, okay? Letting go of some of this old stuff. It's beautiful. And also I want to say too that the Empress is very nurturing to the self as well. She treats herself very good because she feeds others, right? She nurtures and feeds others, and so she's very good to herself first, because she's then going to spread that around. Your next card, the last card in your present, is the Ten of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands, it looks awful, I know, but it's actually a good card. The Ten of Wands means the end of this journey of the wands, of what you've been working toward. He is completely overburdened and exhausted, not just physically, but mentally. It's just too much, you know, to bear and deal with. So he's no use right now. He needs rest. His ship is broken down, but He has the golden fleece. He's so exhausted right now that he doesn't realize he's reached the end. He's won. He's attained his goal. And that's where you are. You've attained your goal, although it doesn't feel like it right now. You might even feel alone, like you're doing this alone. And you got no one to help. You got no support. You got all these wands on fire, I might add. But look at all that fire. It's like flames of victory, right? But you're so overburdened. It's like it's just being drained. Just totally drained. But it is good. It is good because you've achieved your goal. And after your rest, you're going to be ready to rock and roll. Ooh. The first card in your future is the Knight of Cups. I want to pause for 1 second here, because I do want to say, as far as this past, present, future stuff goes, right now we're at December 15th. When I'm talking about the past, I'm kind of talking about now, okay? Or before this, in the past year. I would say in the past 5 or 6 months, even, to be, at the most. And the present is like the beginning of January, the first week or two. And the future is the end of January or thereafter. I would say the last week in January and into February, perhaps. Because don't forget, it is the future. It's not right now in January where we're going to be, like, when January gets here. So that's, I want to say, because a lot of people think, oh, that's not happening right now. Well, no, it's to come. It's to come. Okay? So, anyway, the first card in your future is the Knight of Cups. And this knight, he knows who he loves. He's got one cup, and he knows who it's meant for. He's willing to travel great distances to deliver his message to his one true love. And it could be male or female, water sign. Probably younger, water sign meaning Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer. And so this person could be at a bit of a distance, whether it's, an hour or a day away, even across water, like I said. So this person is coming in. They want to tell you, and remember when I dropped those first 4 cards, I said the page of cups there. Someone's got something to say, and they're going to say it. Wow, look at that. The Knight of Wands, okay? This is fire energy. This is determined, victorious, really sure of him or herself. Very sure, very confident, and energetic. Like, this is the fastest moving knight of all the knights. And see, there's that golden fleece, right? There's the goal achieved, and now he's been rewarded with the golden armor and Pegasus, the flying horse. So, okay, partly this is you getting the recognition that finally people recognizing how far you've come. And, some of that, because it's falling under these, the Judgment and the Empress, this, I think, is you really confident in who you are now, everything that you've been through, and you are not just getting recognition from others, but from yourself. Remember I said, you have gifts. You're recognizing your worth, what you have to offer. And now you're starting to birth that. And in the future, you're going to take that and you're going to run with it. Like, you're going to just have this so much confidence and energy in yourself. I also want to imagine these two knights are running toward each other. Fire sign, water sign. So this could be you, Sagittarius, and a water sign. This also could be two knights in a challenge for your attention. Two females or two males opposing each other for your attention. They're both wanting to come in and offer something to you. On the other hand, this could be the same person having feelings and wanting to offer some sort of, you know, like when I look at this knight, I think of adventure, right? And part of it is, like, it's a project, perhaps not a job, but could be an offer, actually. It could be an offer, some sort of, like, I see you being recognized for all your qualities, and somebody wants that. You know, they recognize that you're valuable. You have quite the skill set. And the last card, ooh, that's the Hermit. Okay. So the Hermit is about, you know, coming out of the cave after a lot of reflection, probably a lot of self-reflection, which really it says here a lot that you've been doing that. And this is the Hermit coming out of the cave. Things are illuminated now. He knows where he's going, why, how, with who, you know. You know, I gotta put my glasses on because there's something I'm drawn to right now in this card. He's got the eagle on his shoulder. The eagle is very far seeing. The eagle sees further than any other bird, winged creature. And he has that, is it called the Sith or the I can't remember the name of that thing. And, you know, that clears the path. That's what the farmers used to cut down all the wheat, I think. You know, it's a two-handled thing. And it clears the path. And it also is about regrowth, right? When you're cutting down, when you trim something, cut them down, now there's room and the nourishment to feed the new growth, right? And that's the new growth in you. So you're clearing the way and you're making the way for new growth. Also, he's got that cloak around him, and he's really, like, a lot of his face is covered, but he can see, he's very hard to be seen, but he can see what he wants. He's cloaked in a way, it's like he's not revealing everything, you know? And before I was saying how, you know, does it need to be said? Does it need to be said by you? And that's kind of like what I see this guy doing. He's not revealing everything, and he doesn't have to. You know, it's not, just because you don't tell it doesn't mean it's a secret. You're allowed to have your privacy on what your plans are, where you're going. It doesn't have to be a big announcement all the time. Not that you're doing that, but, you know, that's probably a message for a few of you, but I really see that here. You're clearing your way. You know where you're going now. You have a clear sight to where you're going. You know, you can see across the field what's there. Also, I think you have more of an insight too into yourself. It's like an inner guidance, you know what I mean? You're very confident and sure about the path of where you're going. And I can see a lot of growth in that path. Now, it's kind of funny, but that these three come under each other. You know, this reflection, you're so tired from all your hard work and accomplishing the goal. And that's kind of the cave where you go and you're in your head and you get that reflection. It doesn't look like reflection, but don't forget all those flames are creativity and energy and motivation and creative calculation, I want to say. Anyway, it's kind of like he's in that cave, like there. And then you come out with a lot of clarity after you get that rest, you know where you're going next. Sagittarius always has a goal to achieve, I want to say the Knights always, oops, that's how they are. The Knights always get what they're after. This Knight is slower. He's like trotting, Yeah, I'm going to go. I'm going to get there and making the plans. I'm going. And he's like, dun, 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 I'm going. So they're both determined. He's sitting proud and upright and is confident but relaxed, and he is, like that old Sagittarius energy. Just once you know what you're doing, you are hell-bent on getting there. I want there now. That's how Sagittarius is. That's how I am anyway. Once I know what I'm going to go after, I go after it. I just jump over every hurdle and gone. I do want to take some cards from the regular playing cards. I did that last month. Oops, there they are. I did that last month and people really liked it. I can see this reading real clear. Though, like I don't often do clarity things, but this one's really clear to me. Let's see, what do we need some clarity on? It's just so clear to me. How about the Hermit? Let's see where you're going, okay? Let's see where you're going. Let's think positive. So, what are the messages for Sagittarius, January 2019? What is the Hermit? What is that clarity? Where is your new path? What is your vision? It's like having vision. You know what? There's like 6 or 7 here. 7, yeah. Okay, so, So we have the, 3 of Hearts, the 4 of Clubs, excuse me. Just got a tickle. Okay, the 3 of Hearts, the 4 of Clubs, the 9 of Spades, the 9 of Clubs, the Queen of Hearts, the 6 of Hearts, and the 5 of Spades. So that's quite I like to take them in 3s. I think I'm going to take them in these 2 separate things, but this is all on the Hermit. So the 3 of Hearts is you and only you. Beside this indecision, undecided in business, part of you is afraid that you'll lose something. I think it's the job site. There might be some sort of feeling like, because you're undecided in business because partly you like where it is, and partly you don't. There could be some sort of health risk with it. Maybe the place has mold or there's an issue. There's some sort of thing that could bother your health, affect your health. And it doesn't always just have to be physically. It can be your mental health too. You know, you're undecided whether your health can take this new place of business. There's something about, now it could be, you know, this could be good health, because this Three of Hearts, it's a really good card. Also, I want to say that it's upright. Two of the hearts are upright and one is upside down. So you're really considering yourself, which is a really good thing, about what's most important to you, what is best for you in where you're going now, where you're going in business. And it could be a time in your life where you've done a lot of things because you had to, kind of thing, and now you want to make a better choice, you know. So you're not completely sure that this is the right direction for you, because you're considering yourself first, you know. Anyway, it's one of the directions that are being offered. And then here we have the Queen of Hearts, the Six of Hearts, and the Five of Spades. The Queen of Hearts is a blue-eyed woman. She could be blonde. She could have black hair, but her eyes are blue. She's friendly, helpful. She has a big heart, obviously. It's a heart. And she works from an emotional level. I think she's literally a helper. This could be you, Sagittarius. You could be the blue-eyed woman. And because Sagittarius is a very helpful person. They're humanitarians, and they have a lot of compassion, you know. And so, I get all blurry sometimes when I switch my vision there. And the Six of Hearts is about taking steps in love, and those are steps forward, right? Now the Five of Spades is loss, you know, but I don't think this is a permanent loss or a big loss. I think it's a bit of a hurdle. Could be past loss, like a bit of fear, you know. I'm seeing this as a bit of fear about the way things may have been in your past relationships or friendships, even family relationships, you know. And remember I said that someone could be returning from the past. See, you got this twice, eh? You know, it's very similar. This one's not so much about nostalgia. It's about not thinking back. It's about moving forward emotionally. But, oh, sorry about that. Someone just came to my door to buy my motorcycle backrest. So, had to pause that for a sec. And I made 80 bucks. Anyway. So like I was saying, these cards are very similar. She's looking to the past. This one's looking to the future, to move forward emotionally in a relationship. And so it really subdues this Five. You know, the Five is worried about, not worried, but considering the risks moving forward. Okay? So, you know, it looks like with your Hermit here, you're considering yourself with what in the direction you're moving forward. Here, it's you're considering yourself first, your needs, what's good for you, what's best for you, and also your gifts and talents and what you have to offer. And so this is consideration. This is consideration. And the nines also suggest that also, like the nines are kind of like, they're almost the 10. They're the last hurdle of moving to where you want to be, ultimately. But you're thinking of yourself first before you move forward, and I think that's in wherever you're going in your life, because the Hermit is about new directions, new paths, seeing your path laid before you, seeing the direction you want to go in. When I think of the Hermit, I kind of think of Gandalf, in the Lord of the Rings, because Gandalf has lived a lifetime. He has a lot of experience, and he can see how something may play out based on the elements that are going on around it. And you're more like that. You have a lot more wisdom. You consider things before you just charge ahead. You still have this energy and the creativity, and you're goal oriented, but this is with a little more wisdom, and about what your path is, not everybody else's, but what your path. Okay, really nice, actually. And so happy that you guys are actually thinking about yourselves, because a lot of the work Sagittarius does is for others. So that's really nice. Anyway, beautiful reading, Sagittarius. I am doing a Christmas special. It's $40 a reading, and it's up to an hour, the reading is. I have lots of availability, actually. And I know that everybody's been giving me time because of all the stuff that I've had to go through in the past little while, but my energy is really good now, and I want to thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It's free to subscribe, and you don't get bothered or nuisance, and you don't have to sign up for anything. It's just clicking that red button there. Also, you can reach me on Facebook at Tinker Tarot to book a reading with me. It's probably the easiest, or email me at tinkertarotreadings@gmail.com. So anyway, Merry Christmas to those who celebrate it. Happy Hanukkah. Happy birthday, Sagittarius. And happy birthday, Capricorn. Although this isn't Capricorn, but just for cross-watchers. Their birthday's coming up next. So looking forward to reading your comments. And anyway, have a nice couple of weeks next month. Bye.